Butler took off his belt and swung it down hard at the dog, again and again, hitting the dog's body. The dog took this chance to break free from its collar and ran off into the distance. The butler chased after it relentlessly. Coincidentally, the Duke was returning in his car. The little granddaughter watched. As the dog ran towards her, the Duke asked what was going on. The butler behind shouted for her not to open the door, but the girl deliberately opened the door wide, allowing the dog to run right out. The Duke saw the belt in the butler's hand and instantly understood that he had beaten his dog. He told the butler that no one was allowed to beat his dog and ordered him to pack up and leave immediately. Meanwhile, the dog began its long journey home, a journey of thousands of miles. The dog's name was Lassie, and it once had a happy home with a loving young owner named Joe and a cute little friend. Lassie was very smart and would always show up on time to pick Joe up from school. This was his favorite thing to do. The Duke and his granddaughter were visiting the town and happened to see Lassie walking around. The girl took an instant liking to the dog, so the Duke had the butler buy Lassie. Soon, the butler came back and reported that he had offered £15 for the butt. The owner considered Lassie part of their family and was unwilling to sell. The Duke simply said not to press them. Joe's father worked as a coal miner, and one evening, he told his wife about the butler's visit to buy Lassie. Joe overheard his father's conversation from upstairs and asked his mother if they were going to sell Lassie. She promised him they wouldn't sell the dog. Before long, the police sealed off the mining area, and further mining was no longer allowed. Everyone, including his father, had lost their jobs. This was a heavy blow to their family. The next day after school, Joe went outside, but he didn't see Lassie waiting for him. Feeling something was wrong, he ran home. The look on his parents' faces said it all. Lassie was locked in a cage and hadn't eaten or drunk anything since arriving. The butler even warned Joe to be quiet and obedient. When the time came for Joe to return from school, every day, Lassie would anxiously try to escape the cage and soon thought of a way to dig a tunnel. This allowed him to slip out from underneath. Joe was thrilled to find Lassie after school, but the butler had already been waiting at their house. On the way back to the Duke's estate, they were blocked by a herd of sheep. Lassie took the chance to open the car door and ran out over the sheep. Not long after, father and son returned Lassie to the Duke because at this point, Lassie no longer belonged to them. Joe's father made him say some painful words to the dog, telling it that he no longer liked it. After saying those words, the father and son sadly left, leaving a heartbroken Lassie behind.